Welcome, guys. I'm going to do a small little video about this issue of Dr. Solar that I picked up a good while ago at a comic shop. You know, there's not any real comic shops around here, but there is one little game store that sells comics for like in the boxes for 50 cents to $1 to $2 or something, depending on. I think I got this for $1. And the reason I bought this wasn't something that I collected back in the day. Might have came across the name Dr. Solar. I'm sure I have. But it was because of the name Jim Shooter here, who is, you know, a famous editor, writer, whatever. But I wanted to display a little bit of this. So this is issue 2 out of a 4-parter. And after reading it, I was very impressed. Like, it was well written. I liked the artwork. And of course, this is during their Dark Horse run, the Dr. Solar. So I found out that Dr. Solar originally is a character from a good while back. Turns out that it was originally created in 1962 by writer Paul S. Newman and editor Matt Murphy. And so it had a history going back as far as 1962. And it had several different runs on different from different publishers. And eventually it got up into the early 90s where Valiant licensed it out and was doing comic books. It actually says on Wikipedia that Jim Shooter was also a part of the Valiant launch of Solar Man as well. But what we're looking at now is after Valiant had done it, it ended up sitting for a little while. A couple other places kind of did some of their versions of it. But in the earlier 2000s, Dark Horse came back with it and did some collected editions, and then actually launched some new stories. And this is issue 2 out of a 4-parter. So now that I've read it and I'm really digging the way that this particular story took place in this comic, I'm anxious to try to see if I can find the other 3 issues of this comic, whether it be in single form or all 4 of these issues in one little collected trade or something. What I found interesting the most was I didn't really need issue 1 necessarily to find this enjoyable. This has an interesting thing going on inside this comic book where evidently, I don't know what happened in the first issue or whatever, but there's some kind of anomaly, and it's caused this particular writer. He's a writer, professional writer. This guy standing here. And it turns out that whatever he's writing, like if he writes certain characters, they've become real. You got these 2 characters here. I can't remember their names right off the bat. I only read this once so far, but you have this big guy and this girl here. I was trying to find the names to tell you the names of the characters, but that's not really that important, I guess. I'm already kind of going overboard on talking a little too much, I guess. Maybe the key thing you really want to see is the art. And I can say, if you're familiar with Jim Shooter, then you probably would know that to me, the writing was really well done. I enjoyed the dialogue. This is definitely like written to be more for an adult audience. There's a little bit of cussing, a little bit of lewdness kind of going on. You can see here too. You got your women drawn, you know, big breasted and all that kind of stuff. But takes you back to like, you know, older comics, how things were done. So yeah, this writer, somehow he's writing and whatever he's writing is becoming real. It's becoming a reality. So those 2 characters were going around the city and kind of destroying stuff, not necessarily on purpose, but not knowing exactly what they were doing and how the world works. So you have that going on in here. And then the writer is told by Dr. Solar not to you know, stop writing, you know, don't be making any more characters. And then, of course, he doesn't listen, and you end up with several different things going on. He creates him a partner, and then she talks him into making like a bigger character that can protect them from these two characters and Dr. Solar. So it's kind of like, it's just kind of weird. It's entertaining. It's quirky. It's fun. It's got cool dialogue. I'm just trying to show you a little bit of the artwork and leave it at that. We're not going to go any further too much. Of course, you can see the character design. It's nothing spectacular. It reminds me of a combination of several different characters that we've seen throughout the years, whether that be, you know, there are many characters in suits similar to this. So it's not breaking any molds, but the fact that the character was actually written and created back in 1962 is kind of phenomenal to me. And there's a good, rich history. So, yeah, I recommend if you ever come across any Dr. Solar, especially if Jim Shooter had anything to do with it, whether it be on Dark Horse or Valiant, I would highly suggest you pick them up, especially if you find them in like a $1 bin or a 50-cent bin. Definitely worth picking up for $1. We'll leave it at that. Until next time, it's been fun. You're watching Great Cloud's Thoughts. Hit like, subscribe if you haven't. Share this video out, please. I appreciate it. Hope I wasn't too boring. And over and out. Ditto.